Hello, and welcome to Shite Talk, an Irish history podcast. We're fresh back from Kilkenny, our live gig in Kilkenny, doing with Mike Rice, big Mike Rice. You can hear it in our voices.
Fresh is not the word I would use. No.
The day outside is fresh.
It is shockingly nice.
Yeah, we're recording down here in Carlow, in my house, my parents' house.
Yeah.
I feel like that, was that Damien Rice's, was it 9, wherever his first album was? Every song was recorded in a different place.
Was it? In 9 different places?
I think so.
Interesting.
Is there 9 songs?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 10.
All I know is Cannonball, and that's it.
Yeah, Blower's Daughter, that's a different album, is it?
I have no idea. Yeah. I know my friend lives across the road from Damien Dempsey's mother. So there you go.
That had nothing to do with anything.
Nope, you can take that to the bank. I think they were playing the guitar outside at some point during lockdown, and she was like, "Oh, my son does a bit of the old music himself now." And then it transpired weeks later that it was Damien Dempsey. He played a few tunes.
That's nice of her.
She's an inner city dub. She doesn't sound like that at all.
No. But also, I like that she didn't jump on it straight away and be like, my son's Damien Dempsey.
Because it's the same as, mothers don't understand.
Yeah.
That's a blanket statement there. Mothers just don't understand, man. They're not hip. Yeah. But yeah,
Is it Michael Fassbender's mother often says he does a bit of the acting?
He does a bit of the acting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did a live gig last night. It was wild.
It was wild.
Yeah.
The episode's going to be put out on the Patreon because it's too hot for the airwaves.
Yeah, we need to listen back to it now, but it went on for 2 hours.
Yeah. There
was a lot of audience interaction. It was chaotic. It was great. I had a great time.
Some might say too much. Others, not enough.
I was buzzing.
But that episode will be on the Patreon, which you can sign up for, amongst all the other episodes that we've released behind the paywall.
Yeah.
The episodes that have ran over, and we have the second part of it up there.
Yeah.
And is there anything? Oh, the live gigs then as well.
The Simon one's up there. You can listen to a good spooky story over Christmas. But I'd say Arthur Kavanagh is probably one of the most interesting stories. One of the craziest stories I've written anyway.
You say that, but you've written nothing.
Yeah.
We've done. I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
To say, hold on.
I was going to speak for you there, but it's crazy. But yeah, and if you missed out on the crack last night, you can get in on it in Cork at the end of January.
Yes, 28th of January. Did I get that date right?
You did, yeah. But I just realised that I don't think the tickets are up yet. Just remember,
keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that with BBC's finest with Roger Sullivan.
Yes. BBC's young, hot, new comic.
Yeah, the best new comic in all of England.
Yeah, and Wales. Not Scotland, though. Yeah. They've got a lot of stuff going on.
They've got a lot of good comedians.
They do, yeah.
They run their own separate competition.
Scotland's hottest comic. But we just came back from a nice carvery in Bagenal.
No, in Lachlan Bridge.
In Lachlan Bridge, yes, sorry.
But the place name was the Bagenal. But the
Lord
Bagenal.
The Lord Bagenal.
In.
I thought you were going to say in Lachlan Bridge.
In Lachlan Bridge.
That was great. I had the potato special. 5 kinds of potato.
Yeah, that was the aim. What did we have eventually? Was it 3?
Oh no, it was only, potato gratin, mash.
That's basically 2 types of potato. I know it's only the one, but there's so much decadence to it.
Yeah, it was great.
And gluten-free
gravy. Yeah.
That was, didn't know.
Yeah, it's regular.
I didn't know you'd be firstly, I didn't know that existed. Secondly, I didn't know there was gluten in gravy. And thirdly,
me neither.
I didn't think you'd have the confidence to stop the whole carvery to make the chef the only person who was serving every single person in the queue.
Every single person was just me, you, and Dan.
Yes, but I didn't think you'd have the
audacity.
The gall.
You were just tapping your foot behind me with your arms crossed. Fuck's sake. Well, because regular gravy...
All of these foreigners coming down into my local.
Fucking I'm not with him.
These fucking city boys.
Regular gravy is made with... It's just chicken sweat. And as a soft vegetarian myself, that's why I got 4 kinds of potatoes and gluten-free gravy.
So it wasn't the gluten then, it's the chicken.
No, I didn't know gluten was in gravy. I don't know what...
But she said that though, when she...
Yeah, she said, I asked was it vegetarian gravy, and she said no, but we got gluten-free gravy.
Is there any, what?
It was? It's fucking gravy. Yeah, I'm glad I stuck to my guns. I was hungover. When she got on the phone, usually I would have been like, no, it's not worth it. It's grand, it's grand. But you know what?
Because did you think she was just turning around to go to a different part of the carvery?
Yeah,
she had to. It was like the bat phone.
I thought it was underneath. Yeah,
she had to go call someone upstairs to go make it.
It would have been better if it played over an intercom somewhere.
I will say this, that if they ever have the Thai green curry on the carvery down there,
Yeah.
exact same thing happens.
Oh, yeah.
They have to
If
go
someone
call,
orders
go
it. Yeah,
call it in. And they're like, I don't want to, I'll not chicken. Chicken's fine. I'll
It's
just have
grand.
it. Yeah. Go follow us at Shy Talk History on all the socials. Go give us money on the Patreon. Buy merch at, what's the name of the merch shop?
Big Cartel.
Big Cartel.
Yeah. There's probably about 10
Kinahan.com.
shirts left.
Yes. We've sold out of all of our mediums, so don't go looking for medium.
There's a discount code on the Patreon somewhere. If you sign up to that, you'll find it.
Probably 10%.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have signed off on any. No, what would have happened was we would have had the conversation, and I would have said, "I don't know if that's too much to go any over 10%," and then you would have just went and done it.
Yeah, probably. It's because I think it's 15%.
That's it.
I can't remember. But what about this story?
Well, this story, there's the intro.
There you go.
See, here's a story about a Beauchamp Bagenal.
Gather around now, you're in for a story. Old tales of lore, all in search of a glory. The history and mystery of lads, lasses and all. Discoveries and voyages, the rise and the fall. Follow me now as we go back in time. We trace the steps of Irish heritage to find. Joseph from Carlow and Kevin from Dawn. Guide you through the ways of Shy.
Kevin, you're a cultured man.
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm a Renaissance man.
You've been to France.
Yes.
We just passed through, I wrote this in advance and we never actually went. I said, we've just passed through Bagnallstown.
Very good.
Yeah. Or Bengalstown, as you like to affectionately call it.
Yes, yeah.
What city does it remind you of?
It's got the hustle and bustle of Paris, but the rustic charm of Lyon.
Yes, so what city would that be then?
Marseille.
That's the country for Dan, but no, the country for me.
It's like 2 streets, if even. That's being generous. It's really 1 street that bends in on itself. It doesn't remind me of any city.
No, that's Loughlin. Bagnallstown's a whole. It's a sprawling metropolis.
I don't know if I've seen Bagenal.
No? Well, that's probably better because on the way in there's a big sign that says it's a sister city of Versailles.
Oh, really?
France.
Where, I remember looking this up before, which city is twinned with Chernobyl? It's probably Drogheda.
It is something that, yeah. I assume they twinned that long ago. That wasn't a, hey, now's our chance.
It's such a funny notion. I remember looking into this before. Was it the UN? It's just such a weird idea to be like, here's 2 cities in, it's just Europe, is it?
What, they do twin cities?
Yeah, just like pick another city somewhere else in Europe. Like, you're friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. But this one does. Well, I'll get to that.
It's on, well, yeah, because it is just European cities, isn't it? Maybe they have sister cities over there. I don't know. Yeah, but basically when you drive into a town here, it'll be like twinned with Verdun or Versailles or Moscow.
Yeah. Oh, it's always places you would like to go.
Yeah. Dundalk is twinned with some random
But it's
city
usually
in
a sign
France.
as you drive into the town.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, this must be... Oh, Jesus, no.
Just keep Paris in mind when you're driving through Athlone.
So this story goes, the Bagnals moved over to Newry from Staffordshire, England, with Sir Nicholas Bagenal being a former high-ranking soldier. He was a marshal of the army in Ireland, and he owned some land, as was the style at the time.
What year is this? What time is
this? Early 1700s.
Okay, coming in with the hard questions.
This is, I didn't write that down. This is all just backstory. Don't worry about the time. The times will come up later when it's time.
So they moved over to Newry.
From Staffordshire, England.
I don't know anything about Staffordshire, England, but I'm going to say poor move.
No.
Newry's.
Yes, but you could be, small fish, big pond. Or big fish, small pond.
That's actually, I used to work for FD, and I can say that now as of a week. But they...
that's the company he's been alluding to for the last 6 seasons.
Yeah, but they were based in Newry, and they basically run that place. And it's very much a small... because it's a big, international tech consultancy firm. And he could have moved to London and been another schmuck in the big city, but he stayed in Newry. And, I remember walking around there, free discount coffees everywhere, discount suits, because it's a load of, they hire people straight out of college, so there's hundreds of 23-year-olds with disposable income for the first time,
Oh, yeah.
living in Uri. They fucking love it. Like, all the
yeah,
pubs
great
love
time.
it.
But tell me this, the discount suits, is that the story? Was it you telling me that where everyone got their Debs suits in the place?
Oh, yeah.
Smoke damage.
That was in Dundalk. There was like a fire in a place on Earl Street, and some of the suits got smoke damaged. And so we were like the best dressed town for a month. Everyone was wearing cons and
Best
suits.
dressed, worst smelling.
Worst smell. Well, because it was just smoke damage. But then, like, as the smoke damage sale went on, he was just bringing more stuff in and like smoking a few fags beside it. Like, yeah, it was the best business he'd ever done. But yeah, I remember when I was in Uri, like I remember going up to the bank and my first paycheck hadn't gone in properly, and I was going out in Dublin, and I went into the bank to like check what had happened. They're like, they saw that I was working for FD, and they're like, what do you want, like 200 quid? Here you go. And they gave me like €200 over the counter from the petty cash. I'm like, we'll take it out of your check when it comes in. Like, that's
that's a bygone Ireland.
That was like, well, it was 6 years ago, but you know, like you could just do it. If you said you worked for FD and you're they're like, we'll sort you out.
That's class.
Yeah.
Small town. I miss that now. I do live in a small town, but
Well, I was saying earlier on,
the pub down the street does give you like washers.
Yeah.
Like little coins after you pay for you buy drinks in threes.
Yeah.
And then you get one drink.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
they give
yeah.
you 2 tokens. And then whenever you want to go up, just to stop the hassle of, people having to do their job.
Don't be annoying the bar staff.
Yeah. Just go up, lob a little bit of metal at them, and they will give you a pint.
Yeah. Well, I did say earlier I wanted to give a shout out to Tyrrell's Bakery in Tullamore.
Oh, yeah, you said you wanted to dox them or something?
No, they're lovely people. I went in there to buy a sandwich.
They were having an argument.
They were lovely. I went to pay for a sandwich and it was cash only, and they were basically like, get it back to us another time. But don't you worry about that. Stop. Next time you're in Tullamore, you go enjoy your sandwich. Drop into
Which
us.
would be never now.
Never. I was like, I'm only here for an hour. He's like, you'll be back again someday. What was the point of this story? He's in Uri. That's the point, I guess.
Yeah, we've gotten as far as the first line.
Excellent. This is what last night was like.
Yeah, it's only we're the ones interrupting now.
Maybe we're the problem.
But I was going to say they own some like land and some abbeys up there.
Okay.
They've done well.
Yeah.
Now Dudley's the son of Sir Nicholas.
Okay.
He sets up shop in Carlow, becomes a well-to-do landlord residing in Dunleckney Manor. He built and paid for other people to build that for.
Yes. Yeah.
One of his sons, Lord Walter Bagenal, founded Bengalstown.
That's on what grounds?
It's just about 2
about,
miles over that way.
Yeah. But like on what? Like,
I should clarify. It is Bagenalstown.
It is Bagenalstown. Yes.
Kevin just doesn't know how to pronounce that.
No, but at what stage? Like, what gives you the right to be like, this is Larney Town? What do you have to do?
If you get off your lazy arse and go and build a town.
Well, what is building a town? How much do you need to put into it? Like, would you build a pub and 2 houses and then it's a town?
A shop. No, you need a shop.
Shop?
Also, the pub could be like down in my village where it's a pub shop.
But like, what did he really build?
Well, there's a river there, or there's the Barrow. So I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if he had anything to do with that.
You don't know that.
That's true.
We could be passing this off as a river. It could have been a canal all along.
Yeah, it was a stream before that brave man came along.
But it's in Bagenalstown or Winyavjug. If you're ever, sometimes you be on the train and they won't say Bagenalstown, and people say, "Hey, get off in Bagenalstown." No. You need to know that translation.
Yeah.
Now, where do you think that Bagenalstown was based on? Its architecture, its structure, its core, its soul.
Versailles.
Oh, he's done it again.
Hey.
Why do you think he was called Lord?
Well, I imagine if he's built this town, he can just call himself Lord.
That's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
He's not become a Lord. He's not been given the knighthood or whatever.
No.
He's just, which is a great system.
Like, you just start calling yourself Lord. Who's going to question you?
But anything like that. Like, as in you could just start calling my name, you'll change your name to Dr. Jason Brennan.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a doctor. It's just my name.
I think that's illegal, is it? To impersonate a medical... It's doctor, but it's spelled with a K.
I can't call myself, Officer Jason Brennan.
Yeah. I'd like to call myself Officer Down. Officer Kevin Down, just to fuck with them over the radio.
Now, the Lord Bagenal Inn is a beautiful restaurant where we just came
It
back.
sure
If
is.
If you're one of those people who skipped the intro, that's just down the road from me. Look, but you tell him, Kev, how nice was out of 10?
It was like, I don't know how to put this delicately, but it was shockingly nice.
How you weren't expecting it?
No. I wasn't expecting it in Locklear Bridge. No,
Yeah.
You walk in, you're like, Jesus Christ, this is.
And then you walk to the next part of it, and it gets progressively nicer.
It was so nice. Yeah, we walked through the nice restaurant, and it was lovely. And then you walk down some steps, and there's an open fireplace, and it's even nicer.
Yeah, beside loads of cushions and carpeted floors.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's great.
Tables. I was going to say cushions, just cushions.
Yeah.
There was no tables.
10
We've
out
gone
of 10.
70s acid house style.
I
You wouldn't expect it.
No, you wouldn't expect it. No, that's what a lot of people say about nice places in Dundalk. Like, Jesus, this is nice for Dundalk. Like,
I have said that about a few places.
Yeah.
Or even like your nightclubs, what's it, Brewbakers? Or
Yeah.
You're going like, this is actually grand considering like what I thought it was going to be when I got here. I can do one night. This is fine.
Well, thank you.
You didn't make.
No, I was there.
Yeah, fair. I can't take any credit for Bagenal Sound because there's a heated rivalry between. Well, I can take credit for the Bagenal, but it's named after our arch nemesis, Bagenal Sound.
Those bastards.
Yeah, which is tough because it's the nicest and only restaurant in the village.
I'd say it's the only thing in the village.
But it would be a weird thing to, like, no one else would do that. Like, it's the only restaurant in the whole place, and they've named it after the one man who set up our rival town. Like, But now Lord Walter Bagenal of Bagenal Inn fame, he married a woman called Eleanor Barnwell, and then his second wife was an Eleanor Beauchamp. Not important how she died. It doesn't actually come up for the rest of the story. She's just natural causes.
Nothing suspicious.
Or whatever.
Or what?
And if there was something suspicious, then I didn't look into it enough to find that.
Yeah. You got paid off, didn't you?
I'm saying, hey, you see me going around there free carveries for life? Did you see me put my hand in my pocket? Now, she took his name, but kept the family name alive by naming one of their kids Beauchamp Bagenal. And this
as a first name.
Oh, yeah.
How are you spelling that then? Beauchamp?
Just the one. There you go.
Nice.
Now, what's 62.5 plus 62.5?
Just move on, alright? This is a spelling bee, not a maths competition.
That's an inside joke there for anyone who's at
Dan
the
who's
table.
laughing in the corner.
Yes. Kevin thought that made 105.
I was very hungover, and it was the maths wasn't important.
Now, so this story is going to be about Beauchamp Bagenal, and as mass murderer Alec Baldwin once said, the first generation gotta go put the work in, so much so that the second generation go to college and make a success out of the family, and then the third generation take the piss and have an easy life. So sit in pools drinking martinis.
Did Alex say that?
His character did in 30 Rock.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it was very true.
Mm-hmm. So this guy's great-grandfather or grandfather was a knight, a sir in Uri.
Well, yes.
And then his father was a lord.
I believe great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Then there was Dudley, and then there was Walter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's this
Beauchamp.
layabout.
Yeah, he's
okay.
Well, back then, people were quicker in between generations, so 4 became 3.
Sure. Yeah.
Now Beauchamp inherited the family estates when he was 11 years old.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not a good age to. So I suppose that means his parents are dead.
He inherited it. I believe this is. Oh, you're so keen on numbers earlier on, and years.
Yeah.
1746.
There you go.
Or 1752. He was the oldest of.
So when you said 4 generations ago, it was the early 1700s. And
you don't think 12-year-olds are all just.
He's Lord of the Manor at 11. You're not telling me he's getting some? Come on.
He's 10 years old. He's got an estate.
It's like
time to bust nuts.
Yeah, it's blank check situations. Remember that film?
They didn't have. There's no child having sex in that.
Oh yeah,
really?
Well, like I was going to say they allude to it, but they really that FBI agent.
I'm thinking of. Is Blank Check the one with Frankie Muniz?
No, it's not Frankie Muniz. Who is that? Is it? Oh, it's Macaulay Culkin. Is it?
Oh,
no.
Right.
He finds a check.
Richie Rich.
Yeah, no, it's the story where he finds a check and he fills in the money.
Michael Jackson's in the background.
Yeah. He gets $1 million. He puts $1 million into a check, and the bank cashes it for some reason, and then he uses that
because
million to buy a castle. Yeah, because it was the 90s.
Films in the 90s.
But because it was the 90s, he's like 13-year-old boy, and there's an FBI agent, a female FBI agent, trying to figure out who his boss is or something. But they really go for it. Like, he's bringing her out on dates. Like,
does he get his bit in the end?
I think she kisses him on the cheek, but the sort of kiss that, like, many boys would have furiously masturbated for years.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, one of those kisses on the cheek where she's like, I'm also going to drop you my room key. See you in 10.
Exactly like that, but they're like, well, maybe we'll just leave the room key bit out because this is a child and this is a children's film.
We have to cut this shot of the room key out because that's going to take away from the violent sex scene
Yeah.
we're about to see. We got to save as much time. It's going to be a tight 92-minute run. We don't have time to show any keys here.
The director's cut, however. Whoa. So he's in a blank check situation.
Pretty much. He was the oldest of 3. But the only male heir. So both of those, that's his favourite. Yeah.
It was the eldest, but he was also the only male.
Yeah. So
double jeopardy.
He was an only child, which...
You just said he was the oldest of 3.
Oh, I did? No, sorry. Well, yeah, I don't know why I wrote that there. Never mind that. We'll have to cut that.
No, leave it all in.
No, what I was saying was he was the only male. So he was an only child.
Okay,
Parents.
Of course, in the eyes of the law.
Yeah, and the reason I've realised why I put that in was because I remembered I wanted to say that I remember there the other day that up until only I'd say a couple of years ago, but probably until I was like 14 or something, I thought that the term was lonely child. Which is...
That's adorable.
It's true as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm only adding things on and making it more correct.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much time he spent at Dunleckney Manor. It's the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did his education, that was all mainly done in England, spending his formative years in Hillsborough, Yorkshire, before attending Trinity Hall in Cambridge.
Very nice.
So, I imagine he probably spent a couple of years down here and then bounced out to England.
Yeah.
And did that. Now, he wouldn't graduate from Trinity Hall.
The way you said that, it sounds like he just refused.
I'm
not. No.
A Van Wilder of his time.
Yeah.
But I'm piecing it all together because he didn't graduate.
Right.
But there's also... Do you know what a Grand Tour is?
This is after Top Gear got cancelled.
I had thought the same. It was bugging me for ages.
Yeah,
I was like, that's what
what they called it.
They've got which is a very, very English of them, because then I realised there is a Grand Tour is like your gap year. It's your gap year.
It's Rumspringer.
Yes, the Amish. Yeah,
for British people.
Yeah, it was basically that, but it would happen at the end of college.
Right.
Now, maybe during every summer, or, if you have the money, it's like a J1.
Yeah.
Stage. But every country probably is that.
Yeah.
Spanish kids do it when they're 14.
Oh, yeah?
It's Ireland, yeah. Carlow, Mullingar.
Yeah.
Just the worst places in Ireland.
It's the see, you don't have it so bad tour.
Yeah, go to learn English.
Yeah.
And then you come back 2 months later going, I swear to God I will pay attention in class.
I've seen how rough it can be.
Yeah, so he went on his grand tour. Which,
right.
It's a way, it's a finishing.
Yeah.
It's like your intro, so you get a work placement after you finish college. You need to go and learn a bit of something before you can properly go into the work.
Of course.
Don't
fluff it up. It's an excuse to go around and drink the head of yourself and try and ride young ones from Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give this podcast a bit more class and decor.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to bring it up.
Yeah. So he sets sail for Europe. This trip, what a grand tour it was.
Is the grand tour like a specific...
No, it's not
it's
like
just an idea.
It's not like the Golden Circle or anything. It's not we've got to go there, here. You're just going to make your own, wander out to Europe, get the Interrail, off you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he goes out to Europe. Now, do you know of a man called Jonah Barrington?
I don't think so. No.
Neither do I. Anyway, back to the story.
Excellent.
No, he was a lawyer and politician.
Okay. Who wasn't back then,
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the... Look, if you're lads like these, you might as well know the law or defend yourself.
That's it, yeah.
Now, he's given an old hat tip by Yeats and Joyce.
Very nice.
He's known for his opposition of the Act of Union and for writing memoirs at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was throughout his life. I think he was writing memoirs, like famous ones at the time.
Okay.
So it's a good time capsule to go read his stuff. So we might do that at some point.
Sure, yeah.
But Yeah, so he's on the Grand Tour. He meets him there. I don't know if they went together or not. Right. So he's got some quotes, Beauchamp. And obviously this lad's rubbing elbows with the fanciest of all the fancies.
Yeah, a man so famous that he would oppose the Act of Union.
Yeah. And also, but taking notes on a trip.
Everyone does that.
No, but that's like, I like the idea if you're in a pub after a certain amount of pints or time, everyone put your phone away. No photos. We're not doing photos, and definitely not doing candid, sneaky fucking photos. That's bad form. We're not 12 anymore. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Right, it is funny if it's not me.
But it can be me, so I'm against it.
Yeah.
When I was traveling around Europe, I kept a journal, and then I started reading back through it when I was still driving. I was like, this is fucking garbage, so I stopped. I've never looked at it since.
Yeah, no, someone told me that you'll regret not doing one when you.
I regretted doing it.
Yeah, I have notebooks here behind me of like shit that like when I used to do like just like daily journal and stuff. And not saying like when you were 12. No, when I was trying to become a better person 2 years ago, and not just went out the window.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's not for me.
It's not for me.
No.
Yeah.
But I just think bad form, but also I think thank God we have him because or else we'd be missing out on great bits of just like this now. He quite eclipsed the petty potentats with whom Germany was garnished. His person was fine, his manners open and generous, his spirit high, and his liberality profuse. During his tour, he had performed a variety of feats which were emblazoned in Ireland and endeared him to his countrymen. He had fought a prince, jilted a princess, intoxicated a doge of Venice, carried off a duchess from Madrid, scaled the walls of a convent in Italy, narrowly escaped the Inquisition at Lisbon, concluded his exploits by a celebrated fencing match at Paris, and returned to Ireland with a sovereign contempt for all continental men and manners and inveterate antipathy to all despotic kings and arbitrary governments.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus. Okay. Probably have to take that again. I thought you were going to say he came back with what was the last line about men?
And returned to Ireland with a sovereign contempt for all continental men and manners.
Yeah, there was a sovereign contempt for all continental men and a love of continental women. But
it sounded like it.
I thought that's where that was going. So he scaled a wall in Madrid.
I'll go through those ones.
Yes.
Well, firstly, they say that like Geordie's.
This seems like this should be the story.
But they were like a variety of feats which were emblazoned in Ireland and endeared him to like his countrymen. Or is it?
Yeah.
This man is just a great lad.
A great lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves the crack. He clearly loves the pints.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gets a bit rowdy on them.
Yeah.
Man is a fan of making stories and memories.
He's coming back. He's not, when people come back from holidays and you're kind of like, you don't want to hear their stories because it's just going to be, I saw this fucking, this guy, you were going down to the pub, you're going out of your way to hear his tales.
I imagine that's the same for this fella as well. He came back talking about the time he jilted a princess and one of the lads was, you're always on about, I've been back 2 days. Yeah, but I knew this is what you were going to be like. You never fucking shut up.
Never let up about it.
I had been thinking about that a few months ago about the, like that's a common thing in Ireland for people who go on J1s.
Yeah.
And then they come back and all because I used to hate, I never went on a J1.
Yeah.
So I hated, apart from the 2-year-long ones I just went on. But the people come back from like college and they're talking about J1.
Yeah.
And you just go, why are they always talking about it? And you're like, was because it's a very important, but they've moved to another country when they were like 20 or 21 to one of like the westernized like media capitals. It was we look at movies, TV shows, listen to albums, etc., etc. Of course, you can't shut up about it. You're living in like if I was from Loughlin, which I am,
which you are,
but
and you went to America,
for like 4 months. But if I came, like when you're 20.
Yeah.
And you came back, he was like, maybe you should be listen to him for a little bit. He can't believe it. He's had great times. It is rubbing it in. That's why I hated it.
Sure.
I wasn't there. I didn't get to experience it. But I get it.
I get it, yeah. But it's like when people show you, people show you photos, unless you're in them, not interested.
Yeah.
There's only so much.
It's like dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is there anyone naked?
Yeah. Is anyone fucking or am I in it? If not, I'm not interested. But are you just trying to wise me up so I'll listen to your American stories?
No, because you've seen me on stage enough.
Yeah.
I should probably say at this time that he's known as the most handsome man in Ireland. I think I alluded to that in the intro by saying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the most handsome man in Ireland.
Yeah.
Is that a self-given title?
I mean, his dad gave himself the title Lord.
He's like, I'll show you, Dad.
Yeah.
That's so okay. Well, that explains the jilted princess.
Oh yeah.
So what? He fought a prince.
Carried off a duchess from Madrid as well.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit rapey. Especially because it's followed up by skip the Inquisition in Lisbon. Is it?
We didn't talk.
He kidnapped a woman and then dodged the trial, making him the most famous man in Carlow.
No, he didn't dodge. He got a doge of Venice intoxicated, which is
a doge is a great. I don't know what the catch-all term for those things is. Like a viceroy.
Yes.
Or a doge. It's just,
It's just that you're a fancy
exactly,
kind of person.
Yeah.
Well, so I tried
heavily
I
invested
tried to
in
Google that
cryptocurrency,
which I didn't know at the time. And then that's all that
the
was
Dogecoin.
Yeah. And it was like Doge original meaning, and then it just brings you back to like the beginning of Dogecoin. No, there's another. No, please.
Before that, like, oh, you mean the funny dog that we laughed at for a few years? Yeah, that'll do.
Well, he got a funny dog drunk in Venice. He's the most handsome man in Ireland, which is just, I assume, even if you said it about yourself, it's not going to stick. There's going to have to be some weight about this.
Sure.
Obviously, he's playing off the confidence.
Yeah.
But if he's not, people aren't going to keep calling him it.
Unless it's ironic.
Yeah, no, he was Carlow's Casanova.
Is this another title?
That's one I've given him.
Oh, that's pretty good then.
Yeah.
Wow.
A bit of a gurrier, shocking womanizer.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think it would take at the time to be the most handsome man in Ireland?
Yeah. I guess...
Well, you've money, so you've got access to running water and food.
I don't know.
I think he had a picture taken of him.
Yeah, probably. Well,
that's you get the lighting right. You do it from an angle just above you.
Yeah.
Pucker your lips out, kind of like a duck. Stick your two fingers up.
Yeah.
But in a peaceful way, not the bad.
Not the other way.
Yeah.
Well, like being pale. I'm trying to think. I haven't really heard anything about what beauty standards were like, especially for men back then. Standards. Well, I suppose not being covered in shit is a plus. Is it even? Do they care?
Depends what they're into.
Yeah. But so, I know, pale skin was supposed to be a sign that was attractive because it meant that you weren't outside working. But like...
Still a thing in Asia.
Still a thing in Asia. But like, farmhands in Carlow weren't getting a tan. Maybe not having a burnt farmer's tan would be...
That would be a start.
That would be a start.
Yeah.
But it's not as if you're going to be bronzed from working in the fields here. You'd just be damp.
You'd just be dead.
You'd be dead. Not being dead is probably... that's probably the main one. The hairstyles are... You see paintings of old lads. It's fairly normal.
He had hair.
He had hair.
It was groomed.
What constitutes a handsome man back then and what constitutes a handsome man now? Pretty similar, I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Women's fashion tends to change an awful lot more than men are just like fucking there he is now.
Yeah, it was like what looks good in 2021, whatever they're doing in Mad Men.
Yeah, well, the show about the 60s. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Black suit, tie, same as it's been since the fucking invention of the thing.
Sweatpants, jumper.
Yeah. We stopped wearing powdered wigs at some point, and that was about it. That was because it was too much. We only take things away.
They'll come back.
Yeah. We just minimalize, do the least effort.
But that kind of lifestyle, it's not going to come cheap.
No, but he's the Lord of Bagenalstown.
Well, yes.
Yeah, self-appointed.
Yeah, but when you're accustomed to the finer things in life, and you're also travelling with fancy lads as well, and you're kind of you're spending it as you're going, right?
Yeah.
And plus, he's hitting huge cities. He's not going down to like cheap countryside places where you're getting like, good
deals.
Yeah, he's paying like city prices everywhere he's going.
He's not in the Glen of Carlow.
No, great pub. $4.40, $4.50 for a pint.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the audience I was right?
About what?
The Glen of Carlow.
About it being a nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead right.
Yeah.
You're dead right.
Yeah. I just want to...
I'll only say it twice, though. It's a great spot. But these aren't the places he's drinking in. He's going straight for the big...
Yeah, the big
fancy
swinging
spots.
cities.
Yeah.
So he's having a great time out abroad, but he starts getting a bit low on cash. So it's, around that time to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or call up the mother.
She's dead.
Oh yeah, shit.
So
that's true.
It's in poor form.
Yeah,
so the other option is you could sell off some of your stupid old property and stay out with the boys.
Yeah. That's a like £7 steep decision. What the fuck am I going to do with the land? No, sell it. I'll just stay out here.
How many abbeys do I need? How many castles?
That is a fair question.
You can only live in so many castles at once.
Also a fair point.
Now,
Who would he sell it to?
He could have sold it to that princess. She had money. The one he jilted.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I'll have a little bit about her.
Okay.
The princess that got jilted was none other than Charlotte Mecklenburg-Strelitz.
Okay.
You know.
That name started off one way and
it's
okay.
It gets progressively more like German.
Yeah.
Charlotte Mecklenburg-Strelitz.
That was a point actually when he said he met him in Germany. What was Germany in the 1750s? There's a load of different states. Was there
Bavaria? Don't question me and put me under pressure on my own podcast.
Come in here to a man's home.
Yeah.
Start asking
from
him.
my bedroom. I have to sleep here tonight. I don't want this negative energy.
Bolt awake at 3 a.m. Thinking about German unification.
What was Germany's states in the 1750s?
Sorry.
Yeah, she was the future queen, one of the future queens of England and Ireland.
Oh, really?
After she married George III. He's the second after the first.
Yeah, 2 later.
Yeah.
That's... Oh, okay, so he had a chance.
Yeah.
With herself.
Yeah. But then she went... And that's a tough one. Do you know, like, do you have any exes like that?
Who became royalty?
No, I was going to say, like, the ones that... I was going to say, like, you go out with them and then you break up with them and you're like, but maybe I can get back. Maybe I'll just hit them a message or whatever. You're single again and you go and try... Oh, no, they go out with... Like, I don't...
Yeah.
I'm not going to name anyone.
Sure, yeah. We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. No, this is too soft now. But that's an interesting dynamic when you get into a relationship. I've shifted from... As when you're single, you're kind of... In the back of your head, you're kind of like... If I wanted to, I could get them back. Like any of your exes, like if I put in the elbow work, I could probably do it.
Yeah,
deluded.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. But then when you get in,
they're in a relationship.
Yeah, you're in a relationship. You're kind of like, if I tried.
Yeah, if I really did the.
If I had, it's still.
It's not gross point blank. What's the? Is it that one?
I don't know.
Or I always get that confused with the other John Cusack one when he's an assassin.
High Fidelity.
No. What's the... Hold on. Gross point blank.
But the point but then when you get into a relationship, you see all your exes.
John Cusack.
Hold on. Shut up.
Shut up for a second about history. It's Say Anything.
You just told me to shut up. There it is.
That's the movie. Say Anything with the boombox, and you're making that big, giant emotional plea.
Yeah.
It's always, I could get them back if I did. If I did something like that. If I wrote them a letter, maybe.
Yeah. If I went as far as to write a letter, you can't delude yourself that it's always there. But but now
usually they're happy in their new relationship because they've met someone who's not you.
Yes, yeah, which annoys you when you're single. But now whenever I see my exes in relationships, good for them.
Oh no, I'm always happy for them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them going, good for you.
Get out
of this mess. I'm fucking stuck in it.
Oh, yeah, just fucking sending them a congratulations card. Be like, you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Just get back to the story of this guy.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking to say anything anymore. So anyway.
Yeah.
He sells some land or property, whatever. Keeps carrying on.
Oh, he does sell it?
Oh, he does sell it, yeah. He's not going home.
No.
He's only selling a small part.
Only a little bit.
Is it your liver or your kidney that regrows? Your liver?
Yeah, your liver, luckily for us.
Yeah, you only need a little bit of it.
And then it grows
back.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking that I'm only getting rid of a little bit.
Yeah, and it'll grow back.
Yeah, I'll just take it off someone else.
Yeah, what the fuck are they going to do?
So he sells a little bit of it to keep carrying on with his goings on around Europe. Drink the continent, smoke the continent.
Hey.
Jewel the continent.
Oh, yeah?
That was in lieu of smoking.
Of fighting.
Oh no, I realized that. No, Juul's the American vape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a two-way joke there.
Yeah. I didn't get either of them.
No,
No.
But they were fighting with guns.
Okay.
Yeah, that was he loves Juul.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. Which means he's winning.
He's winning.
Because usually it goes if you lose a duel.
I don't know.
You tend to lose your want to continue dueling.
We've read a few of these stories. It's not necessarily a fatality in these days.
No.
You can get shot 4 or 5 times in the chest and you're still like, well, that'll sting tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you can walk away. But so, do you know which prince he was dueling?
No.
No.
Jonah Barrington was more interested in the flowery language than he was actual
Given detailed
events. He's more like, he'll give you a paragraph about how great of a lad he was, and then in one sentence go, he's jilted a princess, he killed some guys, he ran an army against it.
He's not going to name names, you know?
That's fair as well. He's going to document everything poorly.
Yeah, you see that a lot in those old writings as well. Do you ever see where it's like, the name will just be like the initials and then an underscore?
It's an X.
Yeah, but like J_B_.
Don't give away my signature.
Yeah. I can only do some of the letters. But it's like, I guess people at the time would know who they were talking about, but then when you read it 300 years later, like, what the fuck are you on about? Yeah.
Yeah, we need proper names, details, dates.
Yes.
Or we don't, because we can just bar it ahead with...
Yeah, we just fucking make it up as we go.
He loves dueling. He's been doing that throughout Europe, learning his ways, gun, bang, bang, etc. He finally gets over the travel bug, though, and moves home to Ireland. Time to settle down and focus on his 2 passions. 1, pistols.
Yeah, okay.
2,
women.
Politics.
Yeah.
Women
why not?
Women are probably an aside. That's just a given at this stage.
Yeah. I love guns, women, and politics.
Yeah.
That's a catch. This seems, if you're rich and you make it to, 30, I think you just get into politics.
Yeah, I know, you've got the wealth behind you. People know you because you're the oldest man in the area.
I think this time they think they've got a God-given right to be like, why shouldn't I run the place?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that in the live podcast last night.
We were.
Yeah. Well, now, apart from the odd party, man knows how to throw a soiree.
He does.
If you will. Dunleckney Manor was said to be a terrestrial paradise for lovers of good wine, good horses, good dogs, and good society.
Very good. Yes.
At this stage...
There's many a man from Carlow who's a lover of dogs.
Dogs and, well, no, not society. Wine... Horses.
Horses, yes.
Horses, dogs.
It's horse country, yeah.
And at this stage, he's got his full inheritance.
Right.
Because he was younger, they Allen Iverson you. They're like, you can't be trusted with all of this money at once. And once you turn 40, will allow you to have some of it back again.
It's probably when he turned 14. In fairness, he did start selling off plots of land to get more money to go drinking.
Well, I wouldn't have had to do that if you gave me all of my money.
Yeah.
I'd say he's probably 18 or 20 at this stage.
Okay.
Now, maybe a little bit older. He also could have been his grand tour for a year. It's meant to be a few months. Probably went a year. Could have went 5. Could have went 10. He's a 42-year-old man. So at the age of 42, he moves home to Ireland. Time to settle down and get into politics and pistols. He's gotten his full inheritance, and I think that meant an annual sum of over £6,000 from his rental properties.
Okay.
It's a lot at the time.
Yes, that's big money.
It would be a lot today.
Yes.
But still had to sell.
Well, that's why you got to remember that, when you're paying rent, that's some landlord's income, you know?
Well, that's
not just dead money.
Yes.
You're paying for some rich absentee landlord to fuck around in Europe.
However will they fund their goings on day to day before they eventually sell to the vulture funds? You got to think of these things through, people.
Pistols ain't cheap, you know?
But he still had to sell the odd bit when he was in need. Because parties were going... Now, this is one of those that could have been... People might have got it wrong and he sold it when he was younger. And then later it was just thrown into the story at some point. He would do that. Because it sounds like if he's that much money, you just live off the interest.
Absolutely.
Also, you're rich. People just give you stuff.
That's true. Once you hit a certain threshold, you don't have to actually pay for anything.
Yeah, you don't pay tax and you don't pay for anything.
No.
But following in his dad's footsteps, he gets the nickname King.
Right. After Lord.
Yeah, so now he's King Beauchamp Bagenal.
King Beauchamp Bagenal, the handsomest man in Ireland.
Yeah.
That's a good story title.
Because he got that name because he'd run these parties that he'd throw. Big soirees, remember?
Yeah,
I said soiree?
You did? That's the sort of thing he probably says when he's back from the continent. And everyone's like, yeah.
I learned this on the continent.
Yeah. They call it vino. It's all the rage.
It's like Buckfast. but doesn't taste like. But you don't mix it with Bulmers. You just drink it on its own.
Oh,
you've changed.
you've
Beauchamp.
gotten notions. He's drinking his Buckfast in like flutes with ice in it.
The hen parties do that.
No, I've seen it. The Bernard Shaw used to do it. It's disgusting. Never look. There's a reason why a Buckfast bottle is tinted.
I was thinking Matt the Millers in Kilkenny. I think they do that with like dildos. I thought
Oh, right.
well, you meant flutes.
Oh, I meant champagne flutes, but yes.
Oh, they'll put champagne in them too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, as I was saying there, he was called a king because of throwing the parties a bit like a dictator. Meals were primarily drinking bouts. At the table, he kept a brace of dueling pistols handy, one for tapping the barrel of claret, which is like wine.
Okay.
The other for dealing with any of his guests who failed to drink enough to send him reeling from the table.
That's amazing.
Dinner was followed by compulsory all-night revels.
So he's throwing orgies.
I'm not going to say that.
You said dinner is, but like, his dinner just sounds like drinking.
That's what, yeah.
A liquid lunch.
Yeah.
So they might have called him king because he was holding them at gunpoint. These don't sound like fun parties.
Well, that's what they're saying. He's like a dictator. But
Right.
then I read it and I was like, no, they're calling him a king because he's a fucking legend.
Imagine
ledge bag over here.
You're going
Beauchamp.
down to a dinner party. He's got 2 guns, one for hitting a barrel and one for pointing at you until you drink. That's a recipe. And he loves dueling.
Yeah.
That's a good time in anyone's book.
And I think he likes baiting fellas into,
Yeah.
where he's kind of like, he might, one of those lads, he'll stare at you across the bar for 2 hours, and the second that you finally pay attention, you look over and you go, what are you looking at?
Yeah, right.
I was like, you've been staring at me for 2 hours. I think you have a problem with me and you just can't do anything about it.
Well, he's going to do something now.
He is. Well, that's the way, so he does be dueling.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pokes lads into it, gets them pissed off. Well, also, he's known around Carlow. He's going in, he's having parties, not just at his gaff, he's going into the town. He's going probably off riding women, probably some lads' misses.
No, of course.
Yeah, and remember, he's the handsomest man in Ireland.
Yes. Which, again, is nothing to do with the fact that he's pointing guns at people the whole time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who would you say, gun to your head,
Kevin,
theoretically, but also realistically, who is the most handsome man in this country?
You forget that guns are sexy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it was more of his personality, his accoutrements, his accessories and his attire, that it wasn't so much his face. I did know a lad in college who was trying to like shift a girl in our class, and maybe more if he got lucky.
Oh, and he pulled a gun.
But I was going to say he didn't get lucky, because when she was like, no, you have a girlfriend, I know that. And then he went up, he was like, I know I don't. He's like, I met her or whatever. And he was like, no, I don't. And he walked up to us, and I think it was downstairs in Coppers. And he legitimately caught one of the lads by his shirt and lifted up his arm as if to punch him and said, do I have a girlfriend?
What a charming fellow.
Yeah, he's married to that girl today.
Jesus. Wait, which one?
I'll let you decide.
Amazing. To choose your own adventure with some guy's life. And some poor woman.
Turn to page 72. It's an unhappy marriage. So he was also known for making his guests wrestle each other, which, as we all know in Ireland at the time, would have meant kicking the shins off each other.
Yes, collar and elbowing.
Yeah.
This sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, they'd had to go along with it. He's like the popular kid who's also bigger. He's like,
who's going to these parties? Is it the locals?
I assume it's free beer.
Yeah, see, that's what it might like. Is it high society or is it just everyone in the town? He's like, get the fuck in, wrestle.
Probably both.
Yeah.
But the fancy boys aren't doing the collar and elbow wrestling. They're just drinking the heads of themselves, and maybe even get away with. Yeah, they might not even have a gun brandished in front of their face
if they wrestle them good enough.
I assume it was because of it's half the gun, but it's partly the gun, partly the crack, and then it's just the crack.
The crack,
like they're sponges,
of course.
Yeah,
I mean, if there was a man throwing parties in Carlow now, where it was free drink all night, and all they had to do was wrestle.
But the only thing was, there's also that if you don't drink enough, you get shot.
Yeah.
So you're throwing the dice there. You got to go like, I only fancy one or two. Well, I can't go into this party.
Sure.
Yeah. You're like, Jesus, I want to drink the head of myself. I've got a place
I've
for
got
you,
a place
but
to go.
You really got to promise me that you're in the mood for this now, because I don't want to be calling up your ma.
Yeah. Well, he just couldn't drink enough.
A man who probably could drink enough, or I'm just using that as a segue to get into this next part.
Yeah.
Neil O'Daunt said Beauchamp had a tender affection for pistols. He was eager to pass his wisdom on to the younger generation and derived great delight from encouraging the young men who frequented his house to hunt, drink, and solve points of honour at 12 paces.
Oh, you know when you're stuck at a party and some lad is wearing the ear off you about like cryptocurrency or golf.
I wish.
Imagine.
Well, golf, but I wish someone had told me about this thing a few years ago.
Sure. Well, like, I remember one of the first parties I went to after the first lockdown ended. I was like buzzing to be going back to a social situation, and I got cornered by some guy who was just like, had snorted every line of coke in North Dublin, I'd say, and was just cornered me and just talked about golf.
Fentanyl fun time.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, put me back in lockdown. Imagine going to this guy's house and he's just shiting on about guns, and you can't do anything because he's giving you the drink, and also he might kill you.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
And if you do have an argument with him, he's going to be like, right then, let's
okay.
12 paces it is.
Yeah. That sounds like a nightmare.
There's a story of a clergyman who was at one of these parties and soon realised it wasn't his cup of tea, so he ran off and hid in a tree.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a memory there of throwing a house party in Belfast and some guy getting cornered by someone talking about jeans. And I just watched him. He was just sitting on the couch. He's like, that's enough for me. He just got up and left. Just walked out the door.
Hell of a drug.
There's loads of different types of jeans now. They've got slim cut, farmer boot. You know, we didn't have that when I was growing up.
Skinny doesn't even stop at skinny. Now they've got super skinny.
Yeah, where does it end? You know? Yep. Just did the fucking Seinfeld. Me, just like, that's it for me. Just got up, walked out of the house, didn't say goodbye to anyone. Sorry, what was that last
there's a clergyman who was at one of these parties and soon realised it wasn't his cup of tea.
Yeah.
So he ran off and hid in a tree.
Okay.
Always safe in a tree. Like, these are like rabid dogs.
But he hidden. Yeah, he probably sounds like the sort of man who would loose the dogs on you.
Yeah, who is it? It's not, who's that in the Bible? Not Barabbas. Is it Pontius? No, who's the moneylender?
Oh, yeah. Zacharias?
Zachariah.
That's not right.
I'm going to say Zachariah.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah.
The tax man who climbs up in a tree. Do you ever notice, like, in depictions, I just have a memory of, like, old school books we would have read about that sort of story. And Zachariah is the only one who, like...
looks Jewish.
He looks Jewish, yeah. He's like, even though everyone in the story looks like that, he's the only one who's, like, short and tanned and, like, has a Persian nose. And, like, Jesus is, 6 foot, white.
Yeah.
Long hair.
Yeah.
But they left
off a surfboard from California.
They keep the tax man like accurate for the times.
He's got lizard scales on his feet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. No, he said that basically all the guests drank / were forced to drink until they couldn't anymore, and then they'd be thrown onto the back of a horse and cart and taxied home.
That's horror decent of him.
Yeah, so I'm only hearing good things about these parties.
This is, yes.
He's doubling down, and I think I like to have a little tipple here and there.
Yeah.
I'm a local man.
A local man.
I was born in the wrong generation.
You would have been shot straight away.
Oh, well, instantly. Well, not from the not drinking.
Not from the not drinking, from getting it around with
him.
him.
Losing the wrestling and then
yeah.
Going, right then, we will settle it.
Right, yeah. That was a cheap hold.
Oh, we're using real guns. I thought we were just going to... I've got my fingers.
Yeah. You would have loved this time, actually, just being forced to go down and, like, do Mai Tai and drink the head of yourself.
I was born in the wrong generation. Yeah. These parties also sometimes, I think he was involved, we'll get onto it in a bit, but I think he was involved in some military stuff, like, like volunteers, militia, different crack like that.
Yeah.
So some of these parties were probably army men as well.
That's good.
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but
I'm not going to name any names.
Yeah, because I don't have them.
Yeah.
I only have his name. And what a name it is.
What a great
King
name.
Beauchamp Bagenal. It's said that his reputation was blown a little bit out of proportion, because they say he calmed down when he got older, what with all the politics and that. He was in the House of Commons, representing Enniscorthy for 7 years, before becoming an MP for Carlow County for 8 years, and then later on a further 5.
Hooray.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah. So but they're saying, like, he used to be good crack.
No,
He's
they're
mellowed
saying
out
he
now.
used to be mental.
Yeah.
He's kind of okay now.
Okay.
He's not as bad.
Yeah. Did he bring the gun with him to the House of Commons?
Well, I assume so. That's probably where most of his... Well, actually, he was known to not... Well, I will get on to that in a minute because it's somewhere in the script.
All right.
But I do know that he didn't talk much when he was there. I don't think he spent too much time in the... It's more of the...
Right.
One of the weird case, Kevin. Politician gets elected. Doesn't go into the Dáil all too often.
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, well, hold on, you're voting on something very important here. All of the debates happening. I see 2 people in the Oireachtas report there just debating it. You're like, that fuck you, Deputy Stag.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is underwhelming because it's like an open mic night.
Yeah.
There's 4 people in the audience.
It is funny. Any of those iconic videos from the Dáil, it's dead empty. Did we talk about this already? But that one recently where Jackie Ely-Ray is shouting, his phone is on. And I think it's Alan Shatter is just like, his phone just goes off in the middle of Shatter speaking. And he's like, Ken Corda every day. It happens every day. And Healy-Ray is off mic, but you can just hear him yelling from the back benches, be like, how dare you say that? How dare I have my phone on. I have people calling me all the time. I'm doing work. You're doing nothing. No one's calling you because you're doing nothing. It's like, why? And it's like, obnoxiously.
You haven't been to a funeral in days.
It's like, the old Nokia ringtone. It's like up to the fucking max. Well, you could have it on vibrate if you needed it on. But you could just tell from Shatter's reaction that it literally is every day his fucking phone's going off down the back. No, don't fucking nothing. No, you don't need a phone. I love those men.
No. As soon as we lose the Healy-Rays, this country's shot.
Yeah, it's a sad day. Should be put down.
Yeah. But now, one of the reasons he calmed down a little bit, it said, is that dueling in one of those gunfights didn't go too well for him. Well enough that he didn't die.
Yeah.
But he became lame in one leg.
Oh.
And would from then on not duel as much.
Only on special occasions.
Yeah, you gotta let loose every once in a while. It's the man's passion. It's what makes him whole.
Yeah, what's the point of living?
Or makes him lame.
Yeah.
But he's done well. I think overall in his life he has 12 duels. Which means he has a lot more than that. But we've had famous gunslingers on this podcast before that had like, he's the fastest gun in the West. He shot 4 men.
That's true, yeah. But what's your man, Humanity Dick? I don't know how many, he'd been in loads of duels.
Well, I'm saying this is probably the official duels. There's all those underground smoker duels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you just shoot a man, it's called murder.
Yes. But when he was in this state, lame and that, he'd have to prop himself up. What would you use? A cane? Would you have someone else beside you holding you up?
Like a cane with a skull and crossbones top.
And another gun at the bottom of it.
Yeah, a sword cane.
Yeah. But you're lame, you can't get that close to him. You're 12 paces away.
That's true, yeah. And as soon as I pull out the sword, I fall over because I need the stick.
Yeah. What you should use is a headstone from a grave.
What?
Perfect height.
What are you talking about? It's made of...
You know what I'm talking about.
I know, like a concrete cross. It's
got a headstone, like a tombstone.
It the tombstone of his enemies.
It was about to be, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's a good tactic to psych someone out.
It is.
Like, you turn up to a duel and you've got their headstone, all of their dates and everything's written, and then you give a quote and they go, that's not the one I wanted to use. They're already in their head.
Oh, you're already getting in their head. I like that, yeah.
Yeah, so seemingly he would do that. Also, one of his favourite places to duel was a churchyard in Killinane.
Okay. That's another...
Just up the way, not
just
too
up
far.
the way, yeah. That's another, psych-out tactic. If you just have a grave dug beside them.
Yeah.
You ready?
Well, if you have another gravestone right behind a dug grave.
Yeah.
And then when they go, no, we're not flipping here, I always shoot this way. And you just send a man to stand in front of his own grave when you shoot him. That would put my head would be out of the game.
Yeah, that would psych you out.
He also probably calmed down a little bit when he had a family, marrying a lady named Maria, who wasn't a rich princess.
Oh.
I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not named that she's a princess. So, but she did give him 3 kids, or had
Where'd she get
with
them?
him. Yeah, well, see, that's the...
Yeah.
I've realised I said it. I was reading... Yeah, I shouldn't have. I said, they collectively had them together in a partnership.
Yeah.
And he had another bastard child somewhere.
Okay. Well, I mean...
Yeah.
That sounds like...
The female bastard.
Oh. A bastardette.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a bitch. You can't...
No.
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 I think it's just a bastard.
Is it still just about?
I think so, yeah.
You sure on that?
No, not sure.
Well, either way, it's not important.
Yeah.
But now, well, that may be true that he did have the 12 jewels.
Yeah.
One of those 12, and it's probably more, but
Okay.
one of those was with this absolute fucking gobshite, Bagenal Harvey.
Okay. Is he related to him?
Oh, his cousin.
Okay. Bagenal Harvey.
He was his younger cousin. And I think one of those of, like, very younger, I imagine. Like,
Right.
I think he was
So
a
a
child.
yeah.
It was one of those, like, children he was trying to influence earlier on.
Yeah.
Just going, like, here, no,
Have you
come
ever
on.
shut the fuck up about your guns?
Shooting's class. All right, let's go have a friendly duel. Bang.
Yeah. Bagenal Harvey. What sort of a name is that?
But now, Bagenal Harvey, he shot first. I think he was goaded into this thing. He's been at him. He's poking him in the chest, stepping on his feet, wouldn't let him leave conversations.
Yeah.
So it was an awkward time.
He's just like, shoot me.
But they decide to go and have an old duel.
Yeah.
Bagenal Harvey shoots first.
Mm-hmm.
Misses. Yeah.
You don't like that.
Oh, no. Beauchamp loves this.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's got a chance to rub it in. He's got time to come up with one of those, like, CSI kind of, like, pull off your glasses, action line moments, or even just, like, an action film. Like, Hasta la vista, baby. Or I didn't do the accent properly. I bailed out of that within the ass.
You jumped ship.
But here's his line,
Mm-hmm.
which you tell me if it holds up to Jonah's writing earlier on.
Okay.
You villain! Do you know what I'd like to kill your own godfather? Go back to Dunleckney, you dog, and have a good breakfast ready for us. I only wanted to see if you were a stout.
Okay. That's pretty something.
So you don't think he kills him.
He doesn't even shoot him.
Yeah, he just dodges the bullet, wanted style.
Yeah,
Curves that.
yeah. So
And
he's
then-
like, do you think you could kill me, your godfather?
Yeah.
Go make me breakfast, you bitch.
Yes. Which is pretty...
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, we can call it a spade. That's pretty cool.
About him calming down, I should say, because I've been...
This man must be fucking insane. So he's just brought his nephew...
What have I said so far that would make you think that?
on what grounds? He brought his godson out to a field and was like, shoot me. And then when he missed, he's like, you bitch. You don't have the stones. Go make me an egg.
Yeah.
You dog.
He knows his way around a gun.
Yeah. But still, I mean, he could have been shot.
Oh, yeah, but that's...
Yeah. He's just living on a wire.
Yeah, but if
like
you haven't been shot, maybe, if you got into 12 duels
Yeah.
and you've won all of those,
Mm.
you probably think, well,
I'm invincible.
nothing can kill me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, about him calming down, because I've been saying that earlier on.
Yeah, with little evidence.
Yeah, he just kept saying, and people said he calmed down, and here's another story of him being a lunatic. When he's off the drink, he's probably fine.
Yeah, he's just never been off the drink.
But yeah, but that's...
Yeah.
Well, what I said goes. It's probably fine. At one point, he sued a man, supposedly, for challenging him to a duel.
That doesn't sound like our Beauchamp.
No, I assume that
Beauchamp.
man was probably better at dueling. Or he was good. Or
Right.
maybe he had held a gun before.
Yeah. He wasn't just some child that he handed a gun to.
But then on the other hand, he did do a duel with a political rival before an election.
Okay.
So this is a good way to...
Yeah. Why waste the people's time with a vote? Let's just do this.
Oh no, I think he still would have had to run. Just
be dead.
Unopposed this time.
Okay. That's one way to get the job.
Now, he seemingly... he set up a volunteer force. So
was this after, before or after he calmed down?
This is during...
his calm period.
Yeah.
The mellow years.
Well, in fairness, he decided not to duel that man. He sued him in court instead, and he only shot that guy because he wanted something that he had.
Yeah.
So he set up a volunteer force that would hold parties / meetings and whatever at his gaff.
Right.
That was the one I was on about earlier. I bet some of those parties were this. There has to be some kind of crossover. So I doubt much was being done over there. He was a big proponent of Catholics and Irish culture.
Yeah, so presumably he's Protestant, if he's an MP.
Now, so the history of the Bagenals, I think, going through it when I was reading it, and I've not wrote it down, but they do switch. But they're all, anytime, even if they do switch back to Protestant, I think actually the original one, 4 generations ago, Dudley's dad,
yeah,
he, I think, was Protestant.
Okay.
But then after that, once they were in Ireland, they had like Catholic leanings and maybe even switched to Catholic, possibly back to Protestant to protect lands and such at whatever points. But they were Catholic shop.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're Protestants of convenience.
Yes.
But they knew what was up.
But so he loved Catholics and Irish culture, and that's where his political leanings lay. Although it said he didn't always go to Parliament, and when he did, he wasn't the biggest speaker.
Right.
Yeah, he preferred the chase, the turf, the sod, and the bottle. The one time
I can't go to government. I'm too busy drinking and eating turf.
And fighting.
Smoking. Listen, when you elected me because I'm one of ye. I love fighting, I love drinking, I love writing.
Well, if you do elect an official based on those...
Yeah, you don't want them to go to Parliament.
They're not going.
No.
Now, the one time he was known to speak, big case here.
Yeah.
Decided to tell everyone that Henry Grattan of DCU Lecture Hall fame.
Yes.
Yeah. Deserved 100,000 quid for his service to the country.
I'd say Henry was happy with that.
Stood up and just like, no one even told him. He hadn't talked to Henry before. It wasn't a plan. He was just, you know who's feckin' class? And I think we should all... Remember I was telling you earlier on, if everyone in the country gave €1 to the one person, that one person would have like a great life.
So he was just, let's just do a tax for Grattan.
Yeah. Just like,
everyone give him £1.
Just a little whip round.
What are you saying? He doesn't deserve £1? Look at the things he's doing in Parliament over there. He's great.
And the great man he is, it's passed. Everyone agrees with this.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I had a great day for Henry Grattan.
He had a gun, so...
Of course. So he says, this is the time he robbed the Parliament.
Now, Grattan, though, he said, this is ridiculous. I can't take 100,000. I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
Give me 50.
And where's the other 50 go? Beauchamp. Wow.
No, I think he is one of those...
Administration fees.
I think it's one of those you ask for 100, so you get 50. If you ask for 50, you're going to get 25.
Right, of course.
So shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
You might end amongst, 50 grand. It's a lot of money at the time.
Shoot for the spars, you might end amongst the centres.
No, we're all in the gutters, but some of us are staring at spars.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. His final duel, ominous.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. He decided to change up the game a bit. Keep things fresh.
Yeah, you sort of get bored with shooting a man and having a bullet flying at your head.
How many children can I murder?
Exactly. Sure, it's exhilarating at first having your life on the line, but it's old pretty quickly.
Yeah. But I mean, it's difficult to get that rush when the man I'm talking to can't even hold up a pistol, can't even hold up his head.
Yeah.
He's just...
Is he going blindfold himself this time?
Oh, like kind of like a piñata.
Yeah, like he's the piñata.
Well, I say change up the game. I think it's because he's getting elderly and he's a lame man.
Yeah,
he can't stand up when he's dueling, right? And he can't be propping himself up on gravestones.
No,
that bit's been played out. Because now lads are expecting that. They go, no, it's just a mind game. Don't you go there? You know this guy's going to have a gravestone. Yeah. He sits down.
Okay,
I'll put the chair here. You walk 12 paces.
Yeah. You have to walk 24 paces because I'm not moving.
So yeah, that's the setup for his final duel of his life. Sat down in the chair. He had gout as well.
But he's still like angry enough to duel.
He's not angry.
He's just for the fun of it.
He's not dueling out of hate or anger or
it's
aggression.
Love of the game.
It's love of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually his happy place. This is his safe space. It's not, well, for him it's
a
safe space.
Sure, yeah.
For any of the children around him are... The man he shot was his neighbour.
Okay.
Right. They had got into a quarrel over a pig because the neighbour's pig had got onto his land.
Oh, right, okay.
You know what pigs are.
That's no pig, that's my wife. Have at you.
I know what I said.
Yeah. So what, it does sound like he's just sitting around all day waiting to get annoyed.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as a pig crosses, it's shooting time.
Yeah, and not the pig.
No.
But he has to find a way to get this man to duel him.
Right.
He sends him a provocative letter.
Okay.
Because that's how you get him at the time.
That is, yeah.
A call-out letter.
Yeah.
I hereby do declare that thy is a shite in a bucket.
Shite in a bucket.
And you'd send him that.
Yeah.
And then he'd send you back what?
But he's his neighbour, so we'd have to, like, imagine him handing it off to the postmaster.
He's lame, so he's just... he'd hand it off to someone who go over and he'd just look across the field at him and go, are you fucking... So the the duel comes eventually. The provocative letter, he's needling him. He's talking about his wife, his pigs, etc. He waited in the chair. The neighbours showed up. They pulled their pistols, all fair and square. While the neighbour was hurt in a woeful way, he still lived.
Okay.
I believe, because that's what it just said. Most of the things online said, like, in a woeful way.
Yeah.
I like the alliteration.
Yeah.
But Bagenal, well, you can guess.
Lived on a happy life.
A bullet flies into the arm
Okay.
of his chair, and it got blown off. But he's fine.
What a twist.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's got away with this one.
Yeah. I'd say at this stage, he's not even blinking.
Nah.
I'd say the arm blown off his chair. He's like,
at this stage,
maybe
you'd be
next
going
time.
like, I don't even believe guns exist.
yeah.
Like,
He's leading the charmed life.
now, instead of dying there, he dies.
I'm shocked to hear that he's dead.
It's going to happen.
honest.
It has to happen at some point.
I don't think it, not necessarily.
Yeah, no, there's 3 things you have to do in this life. It's birth, death, just before death, a duel with Beauchamp Bagenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of dying that way, he has a fit after drinking 3 bottles of red wine, claret.
Of
from
course.
earlier. Claret.
Yes.
Yeah. 3 bottles of claret and a bottle of port with his dinner. And I assume his dinner was nothing.
Drink. Yeah. Liquid.
That was on top of the pints he'd already had. So, that was 1802. And
Then he died.
Then he died, yeah.
Very good.
That's Beauchamp Bagenal, the handsomest man in Ireland. And thankfully enough, there's some people say, some lads in Carlow who take over that mantle.
Of course. Yeah. It's always stayed in Carlow. That title.
Yeah.
The handsomest man.
Fight us for it.
Yeah. That's great. That's a wild story.
Yeah, he's a good man.
A good man. A great man,
Yeah.
I'd say. That's great. Those parties sound intense.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be good crack.
No, they were in mansions.
Yeah. But like, at what cost? Your life, I suppose.
Well, your life, yeah. But it's that, like, how many people can you really kill?
yeah, that's a question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, 12, 13 joules does seem like pretty low for a man of his temper.
That's why I think it's not.
Yeah. Those are the only ones you counted.
Yeah. Or the only ones you can... Maybe it's one of those of like, no, we duelled, I shot him, he didn't die. I've had 12 of those duels.
Yeah.
What's that arm falling out of the forest behind you? Don't you fucking look over...
It's of no importance to you.
Because how else do you practice? You're not going to practice on a non-moving target.
That's true.
Yeah, so you practice on children.
And what's his connection to the
Bagenal.
The Bagenal, yeah.
So
Just named after him.
His dad was the Lord Walter
Oh, yeah, okay.
Bagenal,
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was king.
Yeah.
King Beauchamp.
King Beauchamp Bagenal. He sounds like a man from New Orleans.
Beauchamp Bagenal, yeah.
Beauchamp, down the bayou.
There is a lot of Irish history in New Orleans.
Sure, where
It was
isn't
there. I did the museum.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. It was mainly just a way to filter and funnel people in to get pints.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, it's a museum and it's free in. And there's one room.
It's a bar.
Oh, yeah, beside that room is a bar.
Okay.
Yeah, with overpriced average Guinness.
Excellent.
But yeah, that was us for this week.
Good job.
The energy is low because we
got
there.
fun. Yeah. Grand. Shall we see you next week?
Yeah, Shafter.
Good luck.